You know what hurts? Reading an English story and feeling nothing, no smile, no memory, just words. Hey, I am Jackson. This is not school. This is your space to feel English, to live in it, to breathe it in. So let me ask you, why are you really learning English? Not the reason you write on forms, not for my job or for exams. I mean deep down. Is it for that moment? When you are lost in a market in Tokyo and you ask for help and someone smiles back? Or maybe it is for that small dream. A beach town in Greece, a jazz bar in Chicago, a tiny bookstore in Prague. And in that moment, you are not afraid. Because English is not foreign anymore. It is your voice. Now picture this. You are at an airport. Your bag is heavy. Your heart is louder. But when the officer says, "Where are you going?" you answer, calm, clear, with a little smile. That is what we are doing here. You are not just memorizing phrases. You are building a voice that belongs anywhere. I still remember Paris. Train station. A woman holds her phone like a shield. The clerk asks, "Where are you going today?" She looks up, scared, but brave. And she says, "I want to see the sea." That moment changed me. Simple words, no grammar tricks. Just truth. And I thought, that is it. That is the kind of English we need. Not perfect, but real. So today we are going to try something different. Not drills, not textbook, just you, me, and 50 moments. 50 small English sentences that feel like real life. We will walk together, from airport to hotel, from silence to connection. But first, close your eyes. Where do you want to go? What would you say if you could say just one thing when you got there? Write it in the comments. Say it out loud. Let that be the first breath of your English story. You ready? Let us fly. You ever feel like the whole world is moving and you are just standing still? That is what an airport feels like the first time you fly alone. You have your ticket, your bag is packed, your passport is warm in your hand. And your brain, it is doing backflips. You walk through those glass doors and boom. Everything is English. The signs, the screens. The voices on the speaker that sound like they are talking in fast forward, and you think, what if I mess this up? I remember that feeling. Your feet are moving, but your head is frozen. You keep looking around like, am I the only one confused? You are not. Let me tell you a secret. Even native speakers get lost at airports. The difference? They ask. And that is where your English journey really starts. So here is your first phrase. Say it with me. Where is the check-in counter? Yeah, it is basic. But it is powerful because now you are not guessing. You are asking. So you walk up to the desk. Someone looks up. Maybe they smile. Maybe not. You take a breath and you say it. Where is the check-in counter? Just like that. You are in. You follow the signs. You find your airline. You walk up. They say, "Hi, where are you flying today?" Your turn. "I have a reservation." Boom. You are not invisible anymore. You hand over your passport. Your heart is dancing salsa, but your voice still working. Then comes the next curveball. Do you prefer an aisle or a window? Your brain, blank. Then you remember. Can I have a window seat? There it is, not perfect, but yours. They print your boarding pass. You grab it like it is gold. Try not to drop it. Act like you do this every day, but now, new mission. Find your gate. The airport feels like a maze, a loud, shiny, beautiful maze. You see letters, numbers, cities you cannot pronounce. So what do? You walk up to someone with a badge. You smile. You ask, "Where is gate 10? Magic. Not because they understand you, but because you tried. That is the real English. The one people respect. Not perfect, just brave. Now listen. Most people think travel English starts at the hotel or the restaurant. Wrong. It starts right here, in this noisy, stressful, wonderful mess called the airport. It starts with, I have a reservation. Where is gate 10? Say them again. Out loud, like you are already there. Where is the check-in counter? Can I have a window seat? Say it slower. Clearer from the chest. This is the voice you are building. And if you shake, if your hands sweat, that means you are doing it right. Here is the twist. Ready? You are no longer a tourist, you are a traveler. A tourist points, a traveler connects, and that is what you just did. Now, what happens when they speak too fast? What if you miss a word? What if your brain screams, I give up? Good. That is exactly where we are going next. You ever walk into a place and forget how to breathe? That is the airport. Part 2. You made it past check-in, spoke your first words, felt the rush, survived, but then you turn the corner and chaos hits you like a wave. Signs flashing, voices overlapping, people rushing like they are in a race, and you are just standing there, frozen, thinking, where am I supposed to go now? That moment, right there, it is not about knowing English. It is about using it. So say this out loud with me. How do I get to Terminal B? Boom. That is your lifeline. Picture this. You have 30 minutes, a connecting flight, different terminal. Zero clue where it is. You find someone in uniform, hold up your boarding pass, and ask, how do I get to Terminal B? And just like that, the world makes sense again. They point, they guide. Maybe they even walk with you, because you asked, not perfectly. But clearly, you keep walking, then, new obstacle, security. The line is long, the rules are blurry, your brain screaming again. Is this the right place? Am I even allowed here? What if I mess this up? Stop. Say it with me. Is this the line for security? That one sentence equals confidence. You step in, take off your bag, look around. And right when you are about to walk through the scanner, someone says something. Fast, muffled. You catch one word, shoes. Wait, what? Do you take them off? Keep them on? You panic, or you breathe. And ask, do I need to take off my shoes? Simple, clean, powerful. Because when you ask, you shift the energy from stress to control, from fear to curiosity. Want a funny story? One time, I saw this guy at Heathrow, totally overwhelmed. He started stripping everything, shoes, jacket, belt, even his shirt buttons. The guard laughed. Sir, just the shoes today. We all laughed with him, because we have all been that guy, confused, embarrassed, trying too hard. But here is the truth. You do not need to know everything. You just need to know how to ask something. So let us practice right now. Say these. How do I get to Terminal B? Is this the line for security? Do I need to take off my shoes? Say them like you are already there. Bag in hand, people behind you, heart pounding. Voice steady, because you are becoming someone new, not a person who studies English, but someone who uses it. Here is the shift. You are not lost. You are learning. And learning looks messy sometimes. It sounds shaky, it feels scary, but it moves you forward. Now, what if someone speaks too fast? What if you only catch half the sentence? What do you do when your brain freezes mid-conversation? Good question. And that is exactly what we will face together in the next part. Freeze. You are in the security line, shoes off, bag open. Heart racing, and someone behind you keeps sighing, like you are the reason this line even exists. Welcome to travel. You inch forward, step by step, until you reach the front. Then, the officer looks at your face, glances at your passport, and says something fast, blurry. Gone in half a second. And your brain? Blanked. You caught sounds, maybe one word, but the rest? A blur. This is the moment every English learner fears, not the grammar, not the writing. It is this. When someone speaks fast, and you feel slow. Let me stop you right here. Most people panic. They nod. They smile. They fake it. Do not. Say this instead. Sorry, can you repeat that? That sentence? It is power. It is control. It is courage. The officer might repeat, maybe slower. Maybe clearer? Still confused? Good. Say the next one. I do not understand. You did not fail. You communicated. You were honest. And honesty opens more doors than grammar ever will. Now here comes the gold. Say this. Can you speak more slowly? Do not whisper it. Do not apologize. Just say it like you belong, because you do. Think about it. If someone spoke your language but struggled, would you laugh? Or would you help? Exactly. Now imagine this. The officer says, "Can you take out any liquids or electronics?" You blink. Nod slowly, but then you catch yourself. You speak up. Sorry, can you repeat that? They pause. Say it again. Can you take out any liquids or electronics? Now it clicks. You open your bag. You show them. Done. No panic. No shame, just presence. Want to hear something wild? I once traveled with a friend. Zero grammar. Basic English. But every checkpoint, he nailed it. He used the same 3 sentences. Sorry, can you repeat that? I do not understand. Can you speak more slowly? And you know what? People helped him every single time. Why? Because he was real, not perfect, present. So let us say them together. Out loud. Sorry, can you repeat that? I do not understand. Can you speak more slowly? Again, clearer. Stronger. This is your toolkit, your pause button. Your way to slow the world down when it moves too fast. Here is today's pattern interrupt. Fluency is not speed, it is clarity. And clarity begins with honesty. So the next time your mind goes blank, do not freeze. Do not fake it. Just ask, because the bravest English sentence is the one you say when you are scared, but say it anyway. Now let me ask you, what happens when you land in a new country and you need to find your way out of the airport? No signs, no Wi-Fi. No clue. What do you say then? That is where we are going next. Touchdown. The wheels hit the runway. You are here. But before you even unbuckle, everyone stands up. Like they are late for the Olympics, you grab your bag. Shuffle down the aisle, smile at the flight crew like you actually slept last night, and then you step off the plane. Boom. Different air, different sounds. Even the light feels different. And just like that, you are in the unknown. Welcome to arrival. This part, always surreal. You are not watching a video anymore. You are in the scene. And the question hits you. How do I get out of here? Because here is the secret. Getting into an airport is easy. Getting out. That is where the fun begins. You follow signs like a quiet little ninja. Immigration. Baggage claim. Customs. Nobody stops you. No one smiles either. And then, finally, you are outside, and chaos greets you. Horns, languages, taxi signs. People moving like their lives depend on finding a ride. And you are just standing there. Sweaty, hungry, holding your bag like a teddy bear. First question, say it with me. Where can I get a taxi? Ask the info desk, a guard, a random traveler who looks less tired than you. Just ask. Boom, you are no longer stuck. You are moving, but maybe taxis are not your thing. You want local. Cheap, real. Next question. Is there a bus to the city? And just like that, you have options. Let me tell you something real. My friend, her first solo trip was to Bangkok. She steps outside, sees a sea of taxis, almost panics, but then she remembers. Ask, is there a bus to the city? The guy at the counter smiles, hands her a map, points the way. She pays $3, sits next to a kind woman who tells her where to find the best street food in town. One question, one memory. Forever. Now maybe you already booked a hotel. Maybe someone is picking you up. Still, how far is the hotel from here? This is not just for directions. This is for connection. Because they might say, oh, great spot. Or, I stayed there once, awesome breakfast. Or maybe, long ride. You might want to grab a snack first. These little comments, they make you feel like you belong. Because now, English is not just helping you move. It is helping you connect. So let us pause, practice time. Say it. Where can I get a taxi? Is there a bus to the city? How far is the hotel from here? Say it tired. Say it hungry. Say it while it is raining and your battery is dead. Because that is the real you, the one who shows up and speaks anyway. Here is your pattern interrupt. Travel is not about being comfortable. It is about being brave. English is your compass now. Not perfect, but enough to keep moving. And remember, the real journey, it does not start when the plane lands. It starts the moment you open your mouth. Now, what happens when you finally make it to the hotel lobby and the front desk looks at you like, so, do you have a reservation? Let us check in next. You made it to the door, not just any door, the hotel door. The finish line of the airport chaos, the taxi mess, the confusion, you are standing there, and for a second, you hesitate. Because this is more than checking in. This is entering a place that is not your home, and asking it to feel like one. You push the door open. Bright lights, maybe soft music, maybe too much air freshener. Maybe the carpets have seen better days. Welcome to the lobby. You walk up to the front desk. Someone looks at you, half smile, half bored. They ask, hi, can I help you? This is it. Breathe. Say it. I have a booking. Boom. That line says it all. You planned. You belong. You are not lost anymore. You hand them your passport, maybe a card. Maybe your fingers shake a little. It is okay. That is part of it. They start typing, ask questions. Then they hit you with, what time is checkout? You need to know. Say it with confidence. What time is checkout? That is your exit plan. Now, here is the part people always forget. You open your room door later, and boom, smoke. Your head hurts. Your clothes pick it up. Too late. Let us fix that. Before the key touches your hand, ask, can I get a non-smoking room? Say it again. Not loud, just sure. Can I get a non-smoking room? It is your space. Ask for it like you mean it. Next up, food. Because nothing feels worse than waking up jet-lagged, wandering down, and finding out breakfast is $25. So ask, is breakfast included? You might save money. You might save your mood. You might discover a local bakery that changes your life. Happened to me. Lisbon. Tiny hotel. Tired guy at the front desk. I said, I have a booking. Then, can I get a non-smoking room? Then, is breakfast included? He grunted, paused. Then said, no, but the bakery next door, way better. He was right. Croissants, unreal. We smiled. I went back every morning. We talked about football, Portugal. Travel. One small sentence, one big moment. So say them with me. I have a booking. What time is checkout? Can I get a non-smoking room? Is breakfast included? Say it like you are tired but still standing. Say it like you have been on the road but you still know your worth. Here is your pattern interrupt. Fluency is not fearlessness, it is readiness. The more you prepare, the less you panic. And when you drop your bag on the hotel bed, take that breath, that sound. That is confidence. But what if it does not go smoothly? What if your room is wrong? Your bag is missing? Your key does not work? What do you say when something breaks? We are going there. Next. You think everything will go smoothly until it does not. That is travel. Messy, unpredictable, and kind of amazing because of it. Flights get delayed, rooms get swapped, luggage vanishes like magic. So now what? Panic. No, you speak. Let us say you are at the baggage carousel. Bags are spinning out. People are grabbing theirs, leaving. You wait and wait, but your bag? Nowhere. Your brain starts whispering, what if? Freeze. You walk to the lost luggage counter. Take a breath. Say it. My bag is missing. Simple. Strong. Enough. You do not need a long speech. Just that. They will ask. Flight number. Your name. Baggage tag. You hand it over. You handle it. Like a pro. Now, scene 2. You finally reach the hotel. You are dead tired. You get your key. Ride the elevator. Open the door. And boom, something is off. It smells like smoke. Wrong bed. Someone else's suitcase. Your body wants to scream, but your voice says, I think there is a mistake with my room. You go back downstairs. Say it again. Calm, polite, clear. I think there is a mistake with my room. Maybe they help, maybe they do not. That is when you pull out the big one. Can I speak to the manager? Not rude. Not dramatic, just effective. Let me be clear, this is not about complaining. It is about standing up for yourself, with your words. Most people, they stay quiet, they suffer in silence, sleep in the wrong room. Wait 2 hours for a bag that is not coming. Why? Because they do not know what to say. But you do. Let us walk through it. Scene 1. You. My bag is missing. Staff. What flight? You. Flight 126 from Manila. Staff. Do you have the tag? You. Yes. Here. Done. Scene 2. You. I think there is a mistake with my room. Staff. What is the issue? You. I booked a non-smoking queen. This one has 2 singles. It smells like smoke. Staff. Let me check. You. Can I speak to the manager? That sentence. That is your seatbelt, your parachute, your right. Now, say them with me. My bag is missing. I think there is a mistake with my room. Can I speak to the manager? Say it tired. Say it annoyed. But say it like you are still in charge. Here is your pattern interrupt. Travel problems are not roadblocks. They are rehearsals. For what? Real life. And every time you speak, you grow. Because fluency is not about perfect grammar. It is about staying calm in imperfect moments. Now let us shift gears. Because after all that, you are hungry. And the next big moment? Menus. Servers, and figuring out how to order without accidentally asking for something with octopus eyeballs. So how do you say, I will have the chicken please, with confidence? Let us find out. Next, you ever get so hungry? Your fear disappears? That is what happens after a long day of travel. Flight stress, lost bags, hotel confusion. And then, your stomach growls, loud enough to drown the panic. Time to eat. You walk outside, cafes, street stalls. Warm lights, the smell of garlic, grilled meat, coffee. Your body pulls you toward it before your brain catches up. You pick a spot. Not fancy, not loud, just right. You step inside. Maybe someone nods, maybe no one notices. You sit, menu in hand, and that old voice whispers again, what if I mess this up? Stop. Let us kill that voice right now. Here is your first phrase. I would like to order, please. Say it soft, say it clear. Say it like it is the most normal thing in the world, because it is. The server nods. hands you a menu. Words everywhere, some you know, some you guess. So you ask, "What do you recommend?" And just like that, boom, you are not a stranger. You are a guest. That one question, it invites culture into the conversation. It shows respect. It opens doors. Some of the best food I have ever had started with that sentence. Now back to the menu. You squint. You point. Still not sure what it is. Does not matter. Say it. "I will have the chicken, please." And boom, you did it. The order is in. The server walks away. You breathe. You look around. And for a second you smile, because this is not studying English. This is living in it. This chair, this table, this tiny restaurant. It is not a classroom. It is your stage. And you just nailed the first scene. Let me give you a secret weapon. When you cannot say the dish, point, smile. Say, "This one, please." No shame, no stress. Use your hands. Use your face. Use your energy, because communication is not about sounding perfect. It is about being present. Quick story, Tokyo. Tiny shop, no signs, no English. Just steam. I step in, say, "I would like to order, please." The old man behind the counter looks up. Says nothing. I ask, "What do you recommend?" He shrugs, says one word. "Yes." We both laugh. I go for it. "I will have the chicken, please." Did he understand me? No idea. Did I understand him? Barely. But we shared a moment. And 15 minutes later, best soup of my life. So now say it with me. "I would like to order, please." What do you recommend? "I will have the chicken, please." Say it hungry, say it proud, say it like this meal is yours. Here is your pattern interrupt. Food is not just fuel, it is identity. And when you speak to order it, you are not just filling your belly. You are feeding your voice. Now, what happens after the meal? The bill? The tip. The awkward moment when you realize this is not what you ordered. Do you freeze? Or do you speak? Let us try that. Next. You ever feel full, but still a little nervous? You finished the meal, you ordered in English, you smiled. You spoke, you did it. But now, there is one last step. And for a lot of people, it is the scariest part. Because asking for the bill or fixing a mistake on your order, that feels more personal. More risky. Let us slow down. Imagine this. You are walking by a restaurant earlier in the day. It looks nice. You want to come back tonight? So what do you say? Start here. "Can I see the menu?" Even if you are not ready to eat, it shows interest. It opens the conversation. Then say, "Do I need a reservation for tonight?" Or, "Can I book a table for 7 p.m.? Simple. Direct, powerful, because you are no longer reacting. You are planning. That is ownership. Now, fast forward. Dinner is done. You are full, happy. But here comes the moment. How do you ask for the bill without feeling awkward? Easy. Look up. Make gentle eye contact, maybe a small hand raise, and say, "Can I get the bill, please?" Not loud. Not shy, just calm. "Can I get the bill, please?" Now, what if something went wrong? You ordered chicken, they bring you beef. You freeze. Your smile fades. Pause. Say it. "This is not what I ordered." That sentence. Polite, firm, clear. And most of the time, it works. Let me show you how. I was once in Istanbul. Rooftop restaurant. View of the whole city. I ordered grilled chicken. The waiter smiled, walked away. 15 minutes later, lamb. Now, I like lamb. But I did not ask for it. I looked at him, took a breath, and said, "This is not what I ordered." He blinked, nodded. Took the plate, no fuss. 10 minutes later, chicken. Perfectly cooked, still sizzling. And then, free dessert. No extra charge, just respect, not because I complain, but because I spoke clearly and kindly. That is the real travel flex. So now, your turn. Say it with me. Can I see the menu? Can I get the bill, please? This is not what I ordered. Say it like you belong there, because you do. Here is your pattern interrupt. Kindness is not weakness. It is your superpower. In English, a gentle voice can move mountains. It fixes mistakes. It earns trust. It builds bridges. And now, you are building one, sentence by sentence. So let me ask, what happens when you step out of the restaurant and into a local shop? You see a shirt, a gift, a weird souvenir. You want to ask the price. Try it on. Buy it. But how? Let us walk into that moment next. You ever see something in a shop and just know you want it? Maybe it is a scarf, a keychain, a little bowl that reminds you of this trip forever. That moment, it is not about money. It is about memory. And guess what? Your English is the key. You walk down the street. You have eaten, rested. Now you are ready to explore. Souvenirs, local markets, tiny shops with dusty windows and warm light. You step inside, pick something up. Turn it over, no price. Boom, mini challenge. So what do you say? Say it with me. How much is this? Clear, friendly. No fear. Say it again. How much is this? And now, you are not just looking. You are connecting. The seller says, $10, or maybe special price just for you. Either way, you broke the silence. You started something. Now let us level up. You are in a clothing shop. You see a jacket, a pair of shoes, something you love, but will it fit? You walk up, hold it up, and ask, can I try this on? Boom. You get the fitting room. You get your answer. Then, check out. But before you pay, you remember. Do you accept credit cards? Why? Because this one question saves you time, awkward smiles, and long walks to random ATMs. And here is your quick reality check. Not everyone takes cards. Not every card works. Ask, always. Want a story? Athens. Open air market. Hot, loud, full of life. I found this bracelet. Simple. Handmade. Perfect gift. I held it up. How much is this? She held up 5 fingers. I smiled, pulled out my card. She shook her head, laughed. You think I trust banks? We both laughed. I jogged 2 blocks to find an ATM, came back sweating, paid her. And then she tied a second bracelet on my wrist. Gift, she said, not because I asked. Because I tried, because I spoke, so now say it with me. How much is this? Can I try this on? Do you accept credit cards? Say it like you are exploring. Say it like you belong. Say it like this shop is part of your adventure. Here is your pattern interrupt. English is not just for directions. It is for discovery. That bowl, that scarf, that bracelet, they are not just things. They are stories, because you asked, and now you have shopped, you have ordered. You have handled travel like a pro. But let me ask, what happens when someone turns to you and says hello? Do you freeze? Or do you say something back? Because the next part is not just useful. It is human. Let us start a real conversation. Next, you sit down. A coffee, a breeze, and a stranger just a few feet away. They are not on their phone, not busy, just there. And a voice inside you says, say something. But then your brain kicks in. Nope, you will sound weird. They will think you are awkward. Stop. Let us flip that voice today, because this is not just small talk. This is real English, in a real moment. Let us start here. You see a chair next to someone, at a cafe, in a park, maybe in a train. You walk up, take a breath. Smile, and say, is this seat taken? Say it softly, respectfully. like a human being. Is this seat taken? 9 times out of 10, they will say, no, go ahead. And now, boom! You just opened the door. You sit. Time passes. And if you feel bold, you ask, are you from around here? That sentence? Magic. It is not too deep, not too weird, just curious. And people feel that. They might tell you, yes, born and raised, or no, just visiting too. Either way, the conversation begins. They might share a hidden cafe, a shortcut, a view most tourists miss. And if they ask you, what about you? You smile. Say it naturally. This is my first time here. Let it flow. You are not just answering, you are inviting more. Because this is where strangers become stories. Let me share one of mine. Prague. Train ride, late afternoon. I was tired. Did not plan to talk, but something told me, try. I looked at the man beside me. White beard, old jacket, held a paperback book. I asked, is this seat taken? He nodded. I sat down. 2 stops later, I turned and asked, are you from around here? He looked surprised, then smiled. Yes, history teacher, retired now. We talked the whole ride. About the old city, about how Prague had changed. He even got off with me, just to show me a museum most tourists never see. Best part of the trip started with one question, so now, your turn. Say it with me. Is this seat taken? Are you from around here? This is my first time here. Say it like you mean it, like you want to connect, like you are not afraid of being human. Here is your pattern interrupt. Most people are waiting for someone else to go first. Why not you? English is not just a skill. It is a bridge for strangers, for smiles, for memories you did not plan, but will never forget. And now that you have made a connection, what if you want more? A tour? A hidden place? A ticket to somewhere magical? How do you ask? Let us go find out. Next, you did not come all this way just to take pictures. You want to feel something. To see it. To stand in front of a place you once only knew from textbooks or screens. And go, wow, this is real. Maybe it is a museum, a palace, a cathedral, or just a statue that made you dream as a kid. You walk up, there is a line, a ticket counter, a poster with too much text, and no price in sight. Pause. You could stay silent, or you could step up and ask, how much is a ticket? Say it curious, say it like you belong there, because you do. How much is a ticket? Boom. Now you know. You plan. You decide. You move. Next up, timing. You look at the clock. The sign says, open daily. But what does that mean? So you ask, what time does it open? Or, what time does it close? Because nothing hurts more than showing up and finding a locked gate. Let us level up. You are inside, reading plaques, looking at paintings. But it feels flat. You want the full story. You want someone to walk you through it. So you ask, is there a tour in English? That sentence? Game changer. Because sometimes the facts on the wall are cold. But the guide? They bring it to life. Let me take you to Rome for a second. Colosseum, blazing sun, long line. I get my ticket, but before I walk in, I ask, is there a tour in English? The woman smiles. Starting in 10 minutes. Only 5 people. I say yes. And for the next hour, I hear stories, not dates. Not facts, stories, gladiators. Tunnels under the sand, crowds cheering, blood. Dust, triumph, I felt it. Like I had time traveled. All because I asked one question. So now, practice time. Say it out loud. How much is a ticket? What time does it open? Is there a tour in English? Say it like you care, because you do. Here is your pattern interrupt. Travel is not about checking boxes. It is about opening doors. And English? That is your key. Ask a question, and sometimes you do not just get an answer. You get a secret, a shortcut, a story they do not share with just anyone. You made it this far. You are asking. You are discovering. But not every moment is golden. What happens when something goes wrong? You lose your bag. You feel sick. You need help, fast. That is when English becomes more than useful. It becomes essential. Let us face that moment. Next. You feel it before you see it. Your bag is open. Your passport, gone. Or your head starts spinning in a hotel room. Your heartbeat races. You cannot breathe right. This is not just travel. This is a crisis. And right now, your English is not just a skill. It is your lifeline. So let us start here. Say it with me. I need help. 3 words, life-saving words. Say it again. I need help. You do not need to explain the whole story. You just need to stop someone. Make eye contact. Speak clearly, because when people hear those words, they respond. Let me take you to Hanoi. My friend was walking after the rain. The sidewalk was slick. She slipped. Hard. Pain shot up her leg, knee swelling fast. She tried to speak. Nothing came. Then, she looked up at a stranger and said, I need help. The woman nodded. No English, but she understood. She flagged a taxi. Took my friend to a clinic, waited, sat beside her like a sister. Why? Because those 3 words broke the silence and built trust. Now let us go deeper. What if it is not you? What if someone near you collapses? You need a place, a person, fast. Ask, is there a hospital nearby? Say it clearly. Say it even if your voice shakes, because that sentence, it can save minutes. And minutes matter. Now, worst case for many travelers, you check your bag. Your pockets, everything, no passport. Your chest tightens, palms cold, mind blank. Freeze, then speak. Walk to someone who looks official. And say, I have lost my passport. Let them guide you. Do not over-explain, just be calm. Because it happens more often than you think. And the way you speak, the way you stay steady, can turn chaos into action. Quick tip. In moments like this, if someone speaks too fast, say, can you repeat that? Can you speak slowly? Still works. Still powerful. So now, say them all. Say them out loud. I need help. Is there a hospital nearby? I have lost my passport. Say it strong, not because you are fearless, but because you are prepared. Here is your pattern interrupt. Fluency is not just a tool, it is your anchor. When the worst happens, English becomes your shield, your lifeline, your light in a dark moment. So do not fear this part. Just know, if it happens, you are ready. But let us not stay in fear. Let us shift to the moments that warm the heart. Compliments, kindness, laughter, the language of joy, not just survival, that is next. You ever walk down a golden street at sunset and just stop because everything around you whispers rest? Cobblestones glowing, old walls breathing history, music drifting from a half-open window. And your heart, it just says, this place is beautiful. Barely can believe you are really here. Say it again, slow. From the heart. This place is beautiful. It is more than a sentence. It is your soul speaking. Locals hear it. They don't just hear words. They feel your awe. Now imagine yourself in a small cafe. You taste something unexpected. A flavor dance on your tongue, so new, so good. You close your eyes, and you say, I love the food here, even if it gets stuck on your tongue, even if the dishes are unfamiliar. Food is a language of its own, and when you speak it, you speak respect. Next, and maybe the most meaningful. You remember that kindness. The person who held the door. Who helped carry your bag? Who offered you a smile when you looked lost? So you look them in the eye and softly say, "People are so friendly." This is not small talk. This is gratitude in human form. Let me take you to Morocco. Lost in the Medina. My phone dead, my map gone. A young boy stepped forward. Motioned silently, walked me 10 minutes through winding alleys to my guest house door, then vanished into the crowd. No words, just kindness. So when I thanked the guest house owner, he said with pride, "Yes, that is us." I said, "People are so friendly." And his face glowed like sunrise. Say it with feeling. This place is beautiful. I love the food here. People are so friendly. Say them not for grammar but as gifts, simple, genuine, bright. Here is your pattern interrupt. Learning English is not just about getting around. It is about giving back. Those words, they may echo in someone's heart for years. Now, real talk. What if you want to say more? What if you want to share a small story? Yesterday, I walked along the coast and saw, even if no one is listening yet, imagine this. You are back in your hotel room. Or maybe walking alone by the river, no one's around, silence everywhere. But inside your head, English is buzzing, words you almost said, tiny stories eager to come out. This is your moment, because the strongest English, it starts here. Not in a class, but with yourself. Pause. Look around, remember your day, and say it out loud. Yesterday, I went to the market. Not in your head, out loud. Yesterday, I went to the market. Feels weird? Good, that means growth. Now, add more. I took a boat ride in the morning. It does not matter if it's true. Build the story in your mind. I took a boat ride in the morning. Close your eyes. Feel the breeze. Imagine the water lapping. Now say, "It was a great experience." Let those words carry weight. Let them show that English isn't just facts, it's feeling. I used to do this every night when traveling. Sit at the edge of the bed, take a breath, and say one sentence. Some nights, "Today I bought coffee in French." Other nights, "Today I watched the sunset and missed someone." Each sentence, my own, not from a lesson, just pure voice. And I swear, those moments taught me more than any app. Tonight, or right now, say 3 things. 1. Yesterday, I went to the market. 2. I took a boat ride in the morning. 3. It was a great experience. Say them like ban đăng kể với người bạn thân. Say them như thể bạn thực sự tin vào câu chuyện của mình. If you only speak when others speak first, you will always stay a step behind. But if you start, even alone, you become fluent on your own terms. You are not waiting. You are creating. You have told your story. You have claimed your voice. But what if you want to ask stories from someone else? To truly connect, you've been talking to yourself. Describing your day, rehearsing in English. But now, it's time to speak to someone else. This is where your English becomes real. You are in a hostel kitchen, or sitting on a train, or standing in a museum queue. Someone interesting is right next to you. They are not on their phone. Just there. Your heart says, talk to them. But your mind whispers, what if you sound weird? Forget that. Start here. Where are you from? Short. Friendly, powerful. They might answer, I'm from Brazil, or I live in Berlin, grew up in Turkey. Boom. You have something to talk about. Let us go deeper. Ask, do you travel often? Gentle. Invisible pressure. Invites a story. They say, 6 months on the road, or first trip, scary, but I did it anyway. In that moment, you are no longer strangers. You are companions on a journey. Now, here's a favorite. What's your favorite place so far? Eyes light up. Pause. They share. It could be a city, a tiny cafe, a sunrise view. When they answer, you say, "That sounds amazing," or, "Wow, I want to go there too." Just like that, you built a real connection. In real English, I once stood behind someone in a Budapest bakery. Asked, "Where are you from?" She said, "Argentina." Then I asked, "Do you travel often?" She laughed, "Only if my kids allow me." Finally, "What's your favorite place so far?" She paused, looked out. "Here, this bakery." We sat. We drank coffee, shared stories, real connection, all because of 3 simple questions. Say with me. 1. Where are you from? 2. Do you travel often? 3. What's your favorite place so far? Say with curiosity. Say with care. Say like you actually want to know. People will forget your accent. They will forget your grammar, but they will never forget how you made them feel. When you ask with kindness, they remember you. You are not a tourist who tried to speak English. You become the traveler who made me feel seen. That is real fluency. You have learned words, used phrases, asked questions, told stories. Now, let us stitch it together. Practice with flow, with rhythm, with emotion. We'll shadow real phrases. We'll feel them. We'll speak them. Freeze. This is it. The moment everything comes together. You have learned phrases. You have practiced them alone. Now, you will feel them, own them. This is shadowing, not memorization, not silent reading. I say it, you repeat right after me, out loud. Match my rhythm. Feel my energy. Make it yours. This is performance. This is your voice, in English. Airport mindset, a bit nervous, eyes scanning signs. Where is the check-in counter? Your turn. Again, clear, polite, asking for help. Where is the check-in counter? On the plane, calm but purposeful. Can I have a window seat? Your turn. Make it natural. Can I have a window seat? Restaurant calm, inviting tone. I'd like to order, please. Your turn. Slower. I'd like to order, please. Shop moment, curious tone, friendly smile. How much is this? Your turn, with a smile in your voice. How much is this? Connection moment, gentle and warm. Where are you from? Your turn. Imagine you genuinely want to know. Where are you from? Ready? Say all 5 phrases smoothly in one go. 1. Where is the check-in counter? 2. Can I have a window seat? 3. I'd like to order, please. 4. How much is this? 5. Where are you from? Take a breath. Then again, with emotion. Slow, not rushed. Let every word belong to you. If your voice shakes, that's good. It means you care. Shadowing isn't about sounding perfect. It is about sounding real. Feel the rhythm. Breathe. Let the words roll through you. Pick 5 phrases from this video. Whisper them. Repeat in the mirror, not for anyone else, but for you. Because every word you claim aloud is a step toward becoming fluent. Now imagine this. What if all it took for your journey to start was just one sentence? Let's finish together with that one sentence, your passport to everything. You made it. An hour of phrases. Stories you lived, even in your mind. But most of all, an hour of your voice. Not just listening. Not just learning, becoming. Let me ask you, what if the only barrier between you and fluency is fear? Fear of sounding silly, fear of being judged, fear of not knowing enough. Here's the truth. You already know more than enough because you are still here, still listening, still trying. That effort, it counts more than you think. I'll be honest with you, I have met people with flawless English who said nothing memorable, and I have met people with just 10 phrases who spoke with so much heart I remembered them forever. Because fluency isn't the number of words, it is how true your words feel. You do not need all 50 or perfect grammar. You just need one moment and one true sentence. 1. Can you take a photo for me? You are in front of a stunning view. You ask. They smile. Maybe you gain a friend. 2. Do you speak English? You are lost. On a confusing street, you ask softly, instant relief. Connection. You are not alone. 3. Thank you. This trip means a lot to me. You meet someone who helped you. You say this. No grand speech, just honest gratitude. Say them now. Can you take a photo for me? Do you speak English? Thank you. This trip means a lot to me. Close your eyes for a moment. Think of your very first sentence in English. The shaky, my name is... Now, you just spent 1 hour walking the world. In English, with emotion, courage, and heart. That is not small. That is growth. So here is your takeaway. You do not have to wait to be fluent. You do not need permission to start. You just need one sentence, said honestly, with heart. That sentence opens the door. The next one keeps it open. Before you know it, you are living English. Pick a phrase from this video. Say it again, write it down, use it tomorrow. And if you can, leave it in the comments. Tell me, which phrase will you use first? Because that, right there, is where your English truly begins. If this video helped you feel more confident, even just a little, hit like, subscribe, share it with someone who needs it too. And remember, you do not need perfect English. You just need one true sentence, spoken from the heart.